It looks like I am. Hopefully we'll see if anybody comes in. I'm not going to share it to groups today. This is solely for my Patreon subscribers. Just to sign on. It's a Sunday sign on for charm readings. I owe a couple of people charm readings, Brittany and Karen, so I'm hoping that they show up. And if not, then I have to go to Circle today. Hey Lisa Vanderhelm, how are you? Circle at 5 o'clock. I wonder if it's just OBS, like I need to get rid of OBS system. Can you see me, Lisa? It doesn't show me as having a viewer. Hi, Mary Clunan. Good afternoon, Susan Finkenauer, Lewis L. I'm actually doing just charmings right now. So those are $25 if you want to purchase one. I'm just signing on mainly to make sure that my Patreon subscribers get an option to do their charmings today, or the people that paid that didn't get their charmings done. Somebody paid me for a charming last weekend, and you can see me. Okay, good. It just looked like the camera box that says green, red, or yellow went red on me. So I was like, oh god, it's going to drop again. Yeah, I know it's freezing up. That's what I mean. Connection is unstable. I think it's the program that I'm broadcasting from. I think I need to figure out how to broadcast maybe all within Restream and keep it all on one and not have two programs running. That's what I think is going on. Next week, wait, for my charming next week, I'll be here for a little bit though. Okay, that's fine. No, it's not important that anybody cash in their charmings as much as I wanted to get Karen, if she's around, if she happens to see that I'm on, or Brittany. They both paid for charmings. Brittany bought one, I think, last Sunday, and I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. Or she bought it during that card night, and I didn't see the money had come over, and then I signed off, and I realized it later. I love my hair. God, my hair is gorgeous. Whatever. So I thought I would sign on because I have like an hour and 20 minutes before class. Hey, Sharon Wisdom, how are you? And so I just thought I would do that because after class I'm probably going to be a little bit beat and need to make dinner. So, sure it's not us that are unstable. Could be, Sue. I don't know your personal life. Could be. Hi, Lorraine Marie. Thank you for sharing. It's not necessarily, I'm not even sharing this stream out. I'm just kind of hoping that some of the people that normally view me come in and get there. Hey, Jazz Moore from Oz. How are you? All the way down in Australia. So I'm just kind of on in an attempt to see if I can take care of the people that paid me. I've had quite a few readings this week, which is really good. I'm enjoying that. People seem to be booking quite a few privates, so that's great and it's much needed, so that's wonderful. And very thankful to everybody who has contacted me and booked private readings this week. I just got another one today. I have one for Monday. I had them like a lot this week. Quite a few. It's been quite good. So, surprisingly enough, because last month was dead. Hi, Mary Rakowski. How are you? So that's kind of it. If Karen Stringer or Brittany Cardinale show up, then I will do their charmings. If any of my Patreon subscribers are there, I will do charmings for you. If anybody wants to purchase a charming, just ask for the link and I can put it up in the group chat. If not, we can just sit here and chat. You can look at my beard action. You can see what it looks like, what a quarantine queen looks like. It's kind of like this. It's not quite that exciting, but there's nobody to have to look good for, really. You know, don't need to put up much of an effort, I guess. Really like this week's forecast for today and the rest of the week. Awesome cards. Yeah, thank you. I know, it'll be an interesting week, I think. I really like that Six of Wands at the end of the week. I think it's going to be nice. That's up on the YouTube channel. For those of you on Facebook who can't see, that's Lisa speaking over on YouTube. She's talking about this week's forecast, which came out. It starts out a little bit iffy, and then slowly gets better throughout the week. So if you haven't seen it, you can go over and look at that. Those of you that say you need a reading, you can go over there and utilize that as your reading. You know, it's there for everyone to use, enjoy, and take as their own and do with it what they will. It's there for you. Hi, Esmeralda Garcia. How are you, dear? So, yeah, thank you for stopping by and saying hello, everybody. I really appreciate that. Hi, Pearl Scott. How are you, dear? All these great names. Esmeralda, Pearl. I love these names. Jazz, Lorraine, and Sharon Wisdom. Get it? Sharon Wisdom. Hey, Philly Ryan English. How are you? I'm not doing cards tonight, guys. It's just, for those of you that got here late, I'm just kind of on, hoping to catch 2 different people that paid me for charmings during the week by accident. Well, they didn't pay me by accident. By accident, I didn't see the payments. And so I skipped over them for whatever reason. So I'm hoping that they sign on and see that I'm on. And that way I can give them their charmings that they paid for. Also, if anybody wants to purchase a charming, I'm here to do that. I only have an hour and 20 minutes, so we're now an hour and 15 minutes before class. So, like I said earlier, I'm getting on early to just put it out there to those that either subscribe on the Patreon channel, because on the Patreon channel they get a free charming every month at the highest level of subscription service, or for those that bought charmings. Karen bought one on Sunday, and then on Monday Brittany bought one, and I didn't realize it. Karen I knew had bought one, but she got caught up on the phone, and I finished all of my charming, so I signed off and didn't get a chance to get to her. Talk to you later, Lisa. Have a good night. But if anybody wants to purchase a charming, I can give you the link. They're $25, and you can do that if you feel so inclined. And if not, that's okay too. Oh, perfect. Karen's here. All right, so for those of you that's on, sorry, Bill. For those of you that are on Facebook, you can't see, but Karen just came in. Karen purchased a charming for me last Sunday, and I didn't get an opportunity to get to her. And so we're going to do it tonight. Good. I'm glad you're here, Karen. So she says general. Perfect. General charming reporting for duty with hair like this. Speaking of which, I need a haircut. Ugh. Okay. The one good thing is that there's a bunch of barbershops around me, so I'm excited to go try them out. And they're fade shops too, like real deal fades. So I'm excited about that. All right, let me switch cameras really quick, Karen, and we'll get started. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, awesome. And hopefully Brittany shows up too. Okay. I'm gonna fill these up real good because I got all of the pillow coins. And we get a bunch of tarot coins nonetheless. Okay. Oh, can you guys see pretty well on the camera? Let me see. Let me put down the chat box. I can't tell because it's covered by the chat box. That's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. That's better. And that's a nice water glass, Dan. Want to see my pink cup? Isn't that pretty? All right. So let me put up the chat box and let's see what's going on for Karen. So there's a lot of tarot coins. I was trying to hopefully stir them in, but I guess this is what we need to know right now. So we've got a V. It's under here. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this for a minute. Sorry, all of my dogs are totally snoring. All right, so we have the world up here. We have what I can see. I'm just going to flesh this out really quick. We have the Six of Wands flipped upside down. Six of Wands is usually like a celebration of some sort. It's a pretty beneficial coin. It being upside down kind of feels like, and this also to me would signify sort of the past a little bit. It feels like things maybe, I almost want to say like they should have been celebrated but couldn't for some reason. And the world here being in the higher mind, like I feel like your hopes, your dreams, all of that was very hopeful at a time we're talking about in the past. And I feel like there's an opportunity here, or there was dreams that were here that maybe didn't actually come to fruition or couldn't come to fruition, and it had something to do with this Six of Wands. The Six of Wands to me feels a little bit like maybe it might have even been an impasse that you hit or something. I kind of get the impression that there might have been a little bit of a depression, a little bit of a sort of a setback around something that you should have celebrated, you should have been able to enjoy, that you had high hopes for. This here, I'm not sure what's underneath this or what this charm is, so let's just flip this over really quick. So we have the bulldog, and then we have the seven of swords, which is the liar, cheater, stealer. Okay, so this seven of swords to me flipped over like that on top of the bulldog. To me, the bulldog, because I have three bulldogs, I represent that as loyalty, love, companionship, you know, man's best friend, all the wonderful things, strength, all the wonderful things that a bulldog can be, right? They can even represent as nobility, right? And when I look at this, I feel like this is, and Karen, I know you a little bit because I've read you personally. I feel like this may be some of your past relationship history. I feel like you might have been sort of the bulldog in the sense that you were probably honorable, noble, gracious, trying to be loving unconditionally towards a situation that might have contained a liar, cheater, stealer. And this liar, cheater, stealer kept their back to you, right? Or kept it in the dark, kept you in the dark. Maybe that's the flipped over aspect of this. It was later probably revealed, right? And that you figured that out. Now, the reason why I say that is because I feel like that's the Six of Wands, something that should have been celebrated or something that should have, that you had high hopes for, that was your whole world maybe at one point in time, to even take that world literally, kind of became a block or an impasse or something that you had to get sort of free from. You gained, the book is here, right, which to me speaks to this idea of gaining knowledge, awareness, becoming smarter, all of that. And it affected, you have the person with the chakra system and their energy system, their aura around you, and they're kind of flipped over. To me, this speaks to the idea of being turned upside down a little bit, maybe losing your energy or having to reconnect to your energy, having to reestablish your energy, having to learn about the importance of that or the reconnection of that, right? That's also some of this. This knowledge, this wisdom that I feel like is in the book is very important to you. And I feel like this is kind of the present. We're coming into the end of this, and then we have the star here, right? And to me, the star is about kind of the calm after the storm, right? The star represents right after the tower, so usually after something where everything kind of falls apart and we don't really understand why things played out the way that they played out. But in the moment that the star arrives, it's kind of like that peace, right? We understand who we are, what we're made of, what we're worth. There's a quiet confidence with the star. There's an awareness and a brightness of us being able to shine in our true light of who we truly are. And I also think that I like that this is buffeted with this book here, right? So to me, it speaks to the idea of being smarter, wiser, having learned from the situation. And in essence, I feel like as you run these energies, which I feel like you probably have been in a little bit in the past and are maybe still fine tuning, this kind of will flip over and go like this, is sort of the feeling that I get, right? Where we get our energy back. We're in the process of that now with this star energy and this book here. And the reason why I feel that is because we also have the energy of the sun here. The sun to me is about not only like the energy of Leo, right? That gregarious, generous, loving, overbearing, like, but overbearing in a good way, kind of energy, but it also gives life to everything. It sort of gives energy to everything. And so I feel like our whole energetic system is in a shift, right? It was worse probably more in the past, and it's getting better, is my feeling. There's a focus here on the aura and the energetic field, the chakras too, your own happiness, your own peace that we see here. And as you start to, I believe it's already started for you because of the way that this is placed. But as this begins to mend or continues to mend and heal itself, and you rely more on what you know and what you've learned, and carry like the peace with that, the understanding that it all serves a purpose, you allow this sun to come in, right? Sorry, I'm moving my hands and knocking it out of focus. So you allow this sun to come in to sort of not only light your path, but also to bring about that brightness, that energy, that exuberance, the renewal that the sun brings. And we see that renewal also here in her. And what I feel like this is too, is it's like when this sun or this light, this grace shines upon us, we also can shine and emanate this grace from within. Does that make sense? When we do that, what happens? Oh, I'm getting like touched on the left side of my head. I don't know if that's you, Karen, or my spirit guide. What happens on the on going further into the future, and what I like about this is you have the Queen of Pentacles, right? She's earthy love, mother love energy, right? And she's a queen. And Queen of Pentacles can represent sort of like the divine feminine in a sort of soulmatey kind of situation, or she just represents sort of all of the richness that is the earth element, right? But also the divine kind of feminine. So she's not only is she nurturing, but she's grounded, she's productive, she's stable, she's um, uh, uh, just very much in control. She's steady, right? She's like a rock. And so I like this because I feel like as we sort of bring this into alignment, which that's the process that's happening now, and we allow ourselves to see that alignment and energize and give attention to that alignment, we shine that brighter. We become like this Queen of Pentacles moving into the future. And we prepare ourselves for the abundance that she brings, right? She knows how to go out into the world and create whatever it is she needs to create. The Queen of Pentacles can also be associated with any sort of earth sign like Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But I kind of feel like this might be you in that sort of way of being steady, receptive, wanting to build and create towards something very realistic, grounded, and not just, I wouldn't say necessarily, well, practical would be a good word for the Queen of Pentacles, but also like palpable, like real, like something with a real future. This could also signify money or the making of money. So if money is an issue for you or something that you're concerned about, I feel like this could mean that this will be coming in. There's also room for self-care, nurturing, all of that stuff in here, which I see that kind of going on here, especially with the star in this book too. Now this going forward to the very future, let me see what this is. This is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a good coin in the sense that it is about collaboration, right? And again, it's Pentacles, which is that earthbound energy, which is not a bad thing. It's a bit slower, a little bit easier of a vibe. It's very much about productivity, creation, setting ideas into motion, the excitement of that. The threes are always about sort of that collaboration, coming together with others. I don't necessarily see the Three of Pentacles as a romance thing. Sometimes people can sort of see them as like third-party business, like maybe there's three components to a love situation, like me, them, and their work, or me, them, and another person, that kind of a thing. But I feel like this is more about the collaboration of maybe financial stuff. There might be some sort of business that this queen is working on, or that you might be heading towards in the future, some sort of monetary gain, and you may need the assistance of others to get there. Not that it doesn't mean that you can't get there, but it's going to be like, to me, it feels like something exciting, enjoyable, fun, interactive. And the fact that this was flipped over, to me, it speaks to this idea that I kind of feel like we may not even know about this yet because we're so busy with this part, right? Like we have to get to here to start to feel the desire and the want and the understand that we deserve. And then we sort of set into motion that desire, and that desire calls in this collaboration. So something tells me that this idea, or this Queen of Pentacles energy, whatever this nurturing, building, creating around some sort of an abundance for you, you maybe haven't quite seen it yet, or well, I don't want to say you haven't seen it, but I think that's kind of the feeling, because this being flipped over in the future, in the far future, to me, feels like we don't even know that we're going to need to collaborate, that this is even an option yet. Like this is the part, this Three of Pentacles to me feels like the part that sets it all into motion. That, I mean, you're setting it into motion way back here, to be honest, with this knowledge and the star. I feel like the peace and the repair, or whatever it is that you're working on here in this, within your energetic system, is setting about to get energized by this sun token, right? And when this sun shines that light and you start to emanate that more and more, you start to build the awareness of this Queen of Pentacles. And as you start to build this awareness of this Queen of Pentacles, then the realization comes into your awareness that, oh yes, that is what I desire. This is what I want. This is how I want to create it. And from there, that's when this opportunity for this Three of Pentacles kicks in. And it may be like just idiosyncratic bumping into people that help you along your way, but it brings about that sort of joy and it moves you along your path towards what's coming next. And something I think beautiful will be coming next, especially with that Queen of Pentacles there, because she kind of creates those things that are grounded in beauty and substance. Hey Brittany, awesome, you're here. Good, good, good. I'm glad you're here. So does that make sense, Karen? I hope that makes sense. I hope that your energy system, even if you're feeling a little bit sort of like you're plugging along and doing the work, trust that like whatever peace you can find, whatever calm you can find, whatever awareness and within, follow that awareness. I love too that we have this world up here, like even when times were tough or tougher, you kept this awareness of like this sort of optimism or this desire for things to maybe work out even in a situation that was adverse. And so I think that you haven't lost this ability to sort of dream. I feel it here. And I also feel like the practical knowledge that's based in here is going to help the dreaminess of this star. Star is Aquarian energy, which is very expansive, the air element, very intellectual, and it pairs well with this book, right? So to me, as we slide into that and become more in alignment with that, we also open up our energetic system and start to repair whatever, maybe was, I don't want to say damage, because I don't want to leave you with some idea that, oh, I've been harmed or whatever, but the loyalties that maybe were betrayed, whatever, those things, need not be forsaken in the sense that you have them and need to bring them back to you. Awesome. I'm glad that you did, Brittany. I can't believe you're in line at Old Navy. You're such a ding dong. Oh my god. V is for victory. Felt it last night. Thank you, Dan. Awesome. And V also, I want to say too, you have the number 4, which 4s are always about stability. So this is about creating your own stability. We also see that stability reflected in the Pentacles energy in the months to come, right? With this 3 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. There's a lot of stability happening here. There's also stability in the star. There's that peaceful quality of the star that the more we embrace that, the more we settle into our own wisdom, the better off we're going to be and allow that to shine, dear. You'd like a general charming? I will do that for you, Brittany. She's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so is that good, Brittany? Hey, Judy, how are you, dear? Hi, Lynn Graham. Thank you for the comment about this being so cool. So, may I clear the board, Karen, or do you want to take a picture of it? Hey, Suzanne Barlow, how are you, dear? That's weird. It shows nobody's watching on my screen, and I see you guys commenting, so I don't know if something's up on my computer. Oh, maybe it's gonna go down? I don't know. Okay, you've got it. Perfect. All right, let's put this stuff all back. All right, so Brittany Cardinale. Brittany Cardinale. Okay, so we've got an F and we've got a T. So this totals to a number 5, Brittany. This would be about change. 5 is always about bringing on the change. Usually it's changes that we need. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, you also have a 5 here. I didn't see that. I was looking at the 4 on this side because of where I'm sitting. So you have a 5 also up here. I'm just going to take this and slide it in between these two. So, Brittany, I'm going to talk about the fact that I see some distinct healing impressions here, and I'm going to point those out right out of the gate. You have the doctor symbol up here in the higher mind, upside down and face down, but that is a definite symbol of healing. The Four of Swords sits atop all of this in the higher mind, in the present moment, which is about taking time and space for oneself. And the green dice also is about when I chose the green dice to go in there, they were to represent either healing or money. And so to me, I feel like with the doctor symbol and the Four of Swords, this to me speaks to this idea of possibly healing. You also have the Black Jaguar, which to me, that's about shamanic healing a lot, like about shamanic power and knowledge. And he's also flipped over. And when I see all of these in the higher mind, these to me feel more like in the past, like maybe there was some struggle in your own mind, in your own ability to dream, see clearly, own your power, feel empowered, that sort of thing. You also have another aspect of the healing portion of this sort of reading is you have a Reiki charm here, right? So that's also another form of healing. And it is flipped over. So let's see what this is. Like I don't know all the names. Oh, this is, I think, Shokure is the name of this one. This is the building of personal power. So when this is flipped over like this makes me feel like there might have been a period. I'm going to leave it upright so we can see it. Because anything that's on the board, the power is available to you, even though we're not accessing it. So that's always a good thing. So like, you know, any of these things like perfect health, or I wouldn't say perfect, but good health, or shamanic power and knowledge, awareness, and feeling empowered and strong like the jaguar, those things are still available to you even if you don't feel as though you can access them, right? These are, the charms act as also reminders that maybe we've lost touch with an aspect of ourselves, or something that we can bring about back to ourselves. So when I look at this, it makes me think that there might have been a period of time where you were coming through and having a hard time dealing with maybe your mind, feeling empowered, feeling like you could sort of get things to go the way you wanted them to go. And so that might have been a bit of a struggle for you. Now I'm going to flip over these coins here. I want to see what these all are. This is the Hermit. The Three of Swords. This is Heartache. This is upside down. We have the Hanged Man. All right, the Hermit is Virgo energy. The Hanged Man is Pisces energy. I think you're a Pisces if I remember correct. Am I wrong about that, Brittany? You may not be able to answer me. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. What I want to say here is I feel like this Hanged Man, even though he's upside down, the way that he's hanging, he looks like he's stuck. And the hangman is normally stuck. That's his whole thing, is he's hanging from like a tree. That's however he's pictured. But to me, it feels like we've rooted ourselves somewhere in our subconscious, right? Like, so I want you to take the image of a hanged man, and instead of like flipping him upside down, instead of him hanging from a tree helpless, it's almost like we've tied ourselves to the floor, right? We're still hanging, we're still stuck, but we can't move forward because something in our subconscious we've adopted, we've married, we've taken on and believed. And in doing so, I think that may have been what caused this in the higher mind, this sort of jumble up here. So we have this past heartache too, and I think that this might be what maybe brought us to this point where we sort of, our emotions, right? Because Pisces would be a very emotional, psychic, sort of intuitive symbol or sign. And this being a, you know, sort of intuitive, it being a representation of the sign of Pisces, somewhere in our psyche, right, deep in our psyche, through a past breakup, some hurt, half of maybe others, we took that and we maybe internalized away from us, right? Our health, our well-being, and this could be health in the sense of physical health, but it could also be emotional health, mental health, you know, however we're feeling. We weren't feeling well in the past in our higher mind. The Hermit, to me, being upside down also speaks to like wanting to pull away or wanting to back off in the past for reasons that the inversion of this Hermit speaks to, because usually the Hermit's about going inward and finding the answers that one needs within themselves. When I see that inverted like that, to me it feels like we maybe withdrew in a way that wasn't benefiting us. Hence this Hangman. It sort of mirrors that Hangman energy. And what I mean by that, hold on, I need a sip of water. What I mean by that is Pisces, right, would be more the emotional or say intuitive aspect of this, right? But we're looking at we have the subconscious down here, we have the conscious mind, and then the higher mind. So in the conscious realm, the way that we chose to deal with life maybe in the past was to remove ourselves. This is Virgo energy, right? Which would be the earth plane, right? Which would also match to that conscious mind space. So whatever was driving us in the subconscious where we felt stuck or hurt, we allowed that and I feel like with this, how do I want to say this? With this Hermit energy inversion, to me it feels like we did this, we thought we were doing it for the right reasons to maybe protect ourselves or keep ourselves safe. So I don't think that this was necessarily a bad thing per se, but I don't know that it was the best thing for you. Because it enabled you to take on this position where you maybe didn't feel like you were very empowered. But you needed sort of maybe separation. And then this is a clear quartz crystal here. To me, I feel like this looks a little bit shattered. Like I feel like your clarity also was a issue in the past. Like you were having trouble feeling like you could maybe embrace your clarity, have your clarity, own your clarity, or when you were clear, it maybe brought you pain. Because this to me feels like I could cut myself on it all of a sudden. Like it looks very sharp, this piece of crystal. So I feel like maybe whatever this Three of Swords moment was in the past, it left you with this feeling of when I am clear or when I speak my truth, when I speak my clarity, I get hurt, or it hurts me, it hurts others. And so that also allowed for this withdrawal or this tethering of oneself in what we know to be true. So let's see what this is. This is the Guardian Angel charm. I feel like, so right at this point where I'm putting my hand, I feel like this is the now. And this is the 5 that we see here is the 5 that we see here. I'm not sure what FT would stand for or if that means anything, but the energy of the 5 is the change that's in the process of taking place. The healing that we see that wants to take place. The 4 of Swords, which is this sort of stepping into taking care of ourselves, withdrawing in a way that, to me, this 4 of Swords being upright, it's sort of like the Hermit energy, but at a smaller degree, right? Not as intense, not as significant. So we may find ourselves taking shorter breaks from society, pulling back and meditating, taking longer naps, like just allowing ourselves the grace of getting our own space and our own awareness back, right? As we do that, we're not doing this full withdrawal from the world that is, oh, you're a Scorpio, Brittany. Okay. We're not doing the full withdrawal that we see in this Hermit. Now, moving forward, let me see what this is. We have the Two of Cups. It makes me wonder if there's some sort of relationship that's maybe new. And I mean like probably romantic relationship because that Two of Cups to me speaks to that. And part of the reason why I say this, the minute I flipped over this Two of Cups, I'm thinking about, oh, this is like previous relationship stuff and where she maybe went wrong or was hurt. She's changing and she's healing from that through the possibility of somebody new. She's taking her time and she's pulling back and, trying to make sure everything's safe and right. And as she makes these changes and begins to heal, she's starting to entertain this idea of this new thing, right? And is that possible? Can you answer that, Brittany? Does this make sense to you? Can you give me a yes on that? Is there somebody like sort of new in the picture that is making you maybe want to step forward and try again? Because that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this Two of Cups. Okay, she says, yeah, letting go of the emotional dead on. All right, awesome, Brittany. So I'm going to say this, though, because I'm looking at these three charms going into the future, because we are moving into the future with this. And this being flipped over, it says to me right now, the reason why that it's flipped over, the distinct impression I get is that as you're doing your healing, we don't really know who you are or what you're going to be when you come out of this 5 energy. And how you enter into this. You're entering in kind of doing the work as you're entering, right? Is the feeling that I'm getting. So I like that this is on its side and the cups are pouring forth into the future, right? But what is interesting to me is we have the boxing glove here. It is in the receptive position with the hand up like this. So I like that. It means that it's receptive, but it does mean that you and said significant other might have a few disagreements, a few challenges along the way. Will they be the worst of the worst? No. Will we need to be careful that we're not judging our now by the maybe the mistakes of the past or relationships of the past? Yes, is the feeling that I get. And that's kind of why this boxing glove is like sort of positioned towards the past, right? It's saying to me, be receptive in an argument, like be receptive to their side. Don't like necessarily freak out and think, oh my God, they're doing the exact same thing that this one did to me, right? Because that may not be the case. But also, you need to remember that you will have changed and healed from all of this, and you won't be the same person too. So you need to be receptive to that idea also. Don't judge sort of your now by your past, but also be wise. Like if things do feel like the past, don't do maybe the same things that you did. To like, don't take it on as if it was your fault, because this says to me it was not your fault in the past. This even says to me that you kind of tethered yourself and got confused over some of the issues that happen. The guardian angel being flipped over speaks to the idea that they're trying to help you too, and they were flipped over, meaning turn yourself towards your guardian angels right now, because they're going to help facilitate this healing, not only in the present conscious mind, but also in your subconscious. They want to come down. I feel like this charm wants to fly down here and untie this and let you come forward, which you're already trying to do, right? Now, let's see what's underneath here. We've got the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords usually is like sort of a stuck energy in the sense that it can be a mental energy that could be stuck. There's always a way out of the Eight of Swords. She's usually blindfolded, which isn't the best, place to be. Let me see here. What do I want to say about this Eight of Swords? I feel like we need to be careful with how we think, how we engage. Some of this stuff, also with this butterfly being flipped over, the butterfly is a symbol of transformation and beauty, right? In our own growth. And so when I see this, it is face up, which is beautiful, and it is, but it's upside down. So it feels to me like there might be some misconstrued stuff going into the future with your new person. And so I want you to be careful with how you view stuff, how you see stuff, how you perceive or process stuff. Be conscious and be aware, but don't allow the past to seep in, and also don't allow like your worries or unfounded stuff to kind of pen you in or spook you, shake you, that sort of a thing. I think the Eight of Swords is not necessarily a bad card in the sense that we have to realize that we can free ourselves. It's also very much a similar energy, I think, to the Hanged Man in a way, because when you look at the traditional image of the picture, she's surrounded by 8 swords and she's blindfolded and tied up. And the thing is she can always sort of let herself find a way through the swords. She just isn't aware of that in the moment. And that's similar to the Hanged Man. He can always reach up and untie himself whenever he's ready. So this speaks to this idea of remember that you can do that going into the future. And when you do, I kind of feel like this flips over and flies off. Like you set this butterfly free to go forward into the future, being the delicate, sort of beautiful creature that she is, i.e. you, but knowing that she's also protected or safe, that sort of a thing. My ex is angry. I didn't go back again. I just got tears because I recognize all the signs from my angels and know they are why I have been strong enough to keep going forward. Exactly, Brittany. And they're here. Like, I want you to understand they are totally here. And they're around you right now in the process that you're in, because this is kind of like your now. Right here, where I see this and the guardian angel. So let them in. And the more you let them in, the more powerful I believe that they'll become, and the more grace they'll bestow upon you, the more healing that is allowed. Remember that this Four of Swords sitting up on top of everything also speaks to that idea of trusting the stability of your own mind and allowing yourself to rest, take peace and all of that. You don't have to rush this Two of Cups situation. You can allow it to evolve and grow. It's not even fully there yet. That's why it was flipped over originally. So just allow it to grow. And if you find yourself sort of struggling, because the boxing glove could be a fight amongst yourself going forward, like in an ability to maybe trust this new person. That could be the Eight of Swords energy too, is maybe we're fighting against ourselves. But being receptive to that and also being aware of some of our, our past experiences could be affecting our thinking in certain situations, right? Keeping that in mind allows us to still open our wings and transform and allow for something beautiful to happen. We just want to make sure that we're not stifling it or judging it from our past experiences. I hope that makes sense. Shelly, you're more than welcome to watch for your angels too. Hi, Christine Albalos. How are you, dear? Brittany says, I just got chills. I love it. That's your angels, dear. So I'm so glad that you were able to get this, Charming. I hope that makes sense. Just settle in, allow yourself to heal, allow the shifts and changes right now, I feel like, are for your benefit. Trust your own sort of, you know, uh, awareness on maybe what it is that you need. Because I do want to say this too, the doctor symbol, the jaguar, and the shokure, right? The Reiki healing symbol says to me that you have the capacity and the power to heal yourself and to, uh, what's the word, like, carry on beyond whatever you've experienced in such a powerful and strong, healthy way. You're welcome, Brittany. Thank you for buying your Charming. I'm so glad that you did. All right, do you need to take a picture of the board? Awesome. I'm going to clear off the board then. All right, you guys, if anybody's not interested in buying a Charming, now would be the time to speak up. If not, I'm going to sign off because I got the two that I wanted to get to. And it doesn't look like any of my other Patreon subscribers have shown up. So I'm going to probably sign off and take a half an hour before class just to kind of clear my head and get ready for all the wonderful things that are going to happen in Circle as we talk to the dead. Yay! No, just kidding. I look rough, girl. Oh, girl. Whatever. What can you do? So thank you all for tuning in. Again, thank you to those of you that bought Charmings. I'm sorry that I kind of didn't see that you had bought them. I feel really tired today. Oh, tonight's the new moon too, guys. It's the new moon in Scorpio, so that might be why I'm so fucking tired. Ugh. It doesn't help that I got up at 5 in the morning. I don't know why I keep getting up so early. It's like still dark out every time I get up. I hope this is not like what I'm going to be like in old age. I think it might be. Oh well. What can you do? All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go get ready. But I will talk to you guys later. All right, have a good night. Bye.